Hey, I'm back and blessed considering Brian Insight made a new video about a comet that crashed into Greenland a while ago, 12,000 years, and erased ancient civilizations. Now, half of that title is just it's scientifically backed, the other one is not at all. And if we go like chronologically about the points he made, let's take a little skip and talk about religion and science. So his argument considered hunting down of brave, logical, rational people like him. And these days, the truly scientific breakthrough that Atlantis is real is comparable to the situation in Christian Europe, and it kind of compares them to Galileo Galilei and such, about they got burned on the cross. But there's kind of a huge difference there, considering that science at that time didn't really follow, the scientific method, but rather the the word of God, that little thing. So it's just an absurd comparison only, honestly, and it just makes himself out to be a martyr of truth when he cleverly, though, I'm not sure he does this on purpose, but he mixes like actual, scientific facts, which is inane bullshit, but we'll get into that. So Brian made a video about a year ago on an asteroid smacked into Earth and destroyed it. Now I haven't seen that video, so maybe it mentions this, this small group of scientists proposed this a decade ago thing, but it's not exactly outside the mainstream science community when these people weren't ridiculed anything that were taken seriously. They just lacked the impact to definitely prove it, which they have now. It may be difficult to read there, but the extinction event is not exactly an opposed. It just, as I mentioned earlier, didn't have definite proof to know it was an asteroid. That's what he used, plenty of other theories as well, like human hunting and such, which isn't exactly an historical to claim we kill a fuck ton of animals and made them extinct. We also have like bones and stuff for all these animals that he himself said went extinct, probably because of the mass extinction event and such, but still we can't find any like big area of humans or cities, which is an advanced sign of civilization, I would say, a large collection of people. But of course, there's still time. Maybe we find it one day. The reason, every university and such is reporting on this. For example, toward the end of Ice Age, human beings witnessed fire and such, and they don't link it to the extinction of an advanced global human civilization. It's because there's no proof of that ancient civilization ever existing, and not necessarily because they want to protect their income. You mentioned Atlantis again, which you watch some other videos for that, but doesn't fit the Eye of Sahara because the study diameter doesn't fit. It will be too big because the canal leading into it will destroy the measurement. And it said it was a war against Athens that may, result in its collapse after it lost. And Athens didn't exist until like 7000 BC. That's the maximum of the earliest settlements we know, or human settlements, that is. And I don't think they would be capable of leading and winning a war against a superpower like that, as well as that anyways. He also mentions that there's no hieroglyphics inside the pyramids, which is not true, as you can see by this article. I'll link it in the description as well if you want to read it. It's just numbers, but it's clearly proves that Egyptians who wrote in hieroglyphics, or maybe that's an alien language, that's his excuse, but yeah, the Egyptians definitely were involved in building it. And here's a more close-up picture of it, and the numbers there. Could be they wouldn't add hieroglyphics because it was sacred or something. That's just a hypothesis, not based on any evidence at all, which is the trend, which I will follow. Brightings is a brilliant example of that, thankfully. It talks about the papyrus from the inspector, about him, describing his day, and not specifically saying he was building or helping to build a pyramid, but it does mention this guy right here, Hancock, which was overseer at Giza at the time the pyramid was Giza was built. And I think that, together with the fact that there was indeed hieroglyphics inside the pyramid, is, well, it should at least convince a little bit that Egypt probably had something to do with it. No, he says that there was another civilization that actually built the pyramids, and I guess they used the hieroglyphics as well, and they were wiped out by the Greenland, but there's literally zero proof of that, but of course he follows the scientific method, so we can also skip the proof part of it. God bless. And I think my favorite part is coming up. It's when he took a picture of a video claiming that they completely failed to prove that they was capable of cutting granite, but he cleverly didn't watch the entire video and cut out the part or ignored to mention the part where it did work. You know, it was kind of slow, but of course this is way after, and they probably have it way more refined than these nerds. So let's take a look at the, the rest of the video or the end.
We switched over to using water with the sand. As you can see here, we achieved this in just a few days.
Both methods work, and both produce the same pattern of etched lines as in the old tombs. Meanwhile, Dennis's dry drilling goes on.
These guys did a hell of a job, Dennis.
Well, they've really gone down a fair way.
Well, that's pretty impressive for a few days.
Not bad at all.
Now you got to get your core out of there.
And then just see, there it goes. Wow!
You popped right out of there.
Oh!
Look at
there.
that. Woo!
Yes.
That could be fourth dynasty, Dennis.
That's right, we could pass it off easily as a fourth dynasty core.
You got your striations and tapers.
And there's the hole that we wanted all the time. Fantastic.
Look at that taper. Look at those striations.
Yes.
And thankfully Graham Hancock has shown his website that, these were the drills, or drill holes, I guess, that he found Egyptian rocks and stuff. He, of course, used it to prove that the Egyptians had machines and stuff, but I think the method that we were shown is more likely. Now, he talks about pyramids being all over the world, which I also think it's pretty interesting. But he doesn't buy that arguably the easiest fancy structure to make would be a pyramid-shaped one. He instead concludes that there was probably more likely a global civilization spanning everything, constructing pyramids everywhere, except I guess large parts of the world. But they probably got lots of time or something. Concludes that scientists are just a bunch of bastards who don't care about the truth, even though it's using everything actual researchers, actual scientists figured out, and then on top of that building some absurd global civilization theory. And I hope that one day there's definite proof that there was indeed an ancient global civilization capable of plenty of things, and then we could probably time travel back to them as well. That's as likely, I think. So thanks for watching, and let's end the video like Bright Insight does, with a hopeful, positive message to believe in logic, rationality, reason, and also that Atlantis was real. So thanks for watching. Please like, probably dislike, and leave a happy comment explaining everything I need to know. Thanks for watching.